Every day across your favorite digital platforms like Nintendo eShop, Steam, Xbox Game Pass, or the PlayStation Store, there are thousands of games getting released. But one of my least favorite trends in gaming in the last 5 to 6 years has been the constant release and then subsequent shutdown of live service games or games as a service. You know the ones that I'm talking about. Super hype launch trailer, everybody's really enjoying that first week of launch, and then just as you're sinking your time and teeth into the game and really understanding its core mechanics, it seemingly gets shut down overnight. But why is that? How are these multiplayer games that seem to have an infinite amount of budget and social media traction coming and going as quickly as the day and night cycle, and how do we change that from happening more in the future? Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is D3Structive, and today I'm asking the age-old question: how do we save live service games? Live service games is not a brand new concept to the world of gaming. They've been around for far longer than people may tend to realize. Games like MMORPGs, old school RuneScape, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy 14. What about the big MOBA boom with games like League of Legends, Dota 2, and Smite? And of course, the battle royales and the hero shooters. But more importantly, in the last 5 years, we've seen this tone shift where so many of these live service games come up out of the nowhere, released to the public, have a really good week, and then get taken away. And in my opinion, I believe we can track this down and narrow it to 3 distinct points that all come together and feed off of each other, leaving games right in the middle to be sunken and taken away. This, of course, is going to be called the Triangle of Terror. I understand this sounds exactly like the Bermuda Triangle, but I promise you, Pinky, this is 100% a different thing that I did not just make up for the sake of this script. You have to trust me, I'm also lying to you. Our first point is corporate greed, and of course this is not a new concept to anybody in the room, especially to the world of gaming. But since this giant boom during the pandemic in 2019, big corporations have been looking to make quick and fast money moves, massive returns on investment without putting a lot of time in on the world of gaming, and we've seen it across multiple different genres. Far too often, this means that their expectations are incredibly overinflated for a game's success, and when they do not see that massive return on investment almost instantaneously, they pull the plug, leaving developers high and dry with no more resources, no more funding, and having to have skeleton crews maintain games that haven't been able to cultivate an actual audience due to their lack of time on the market. Highguard is the prime example for this, a game that was toted out at the end of last year's Game Awards. Thank you, Jeff Keighley, but maybe stay over there for a second, Jeff Keighley. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Highguard, let me take you through the process. At the end of the Game Awards in 2018, a game called Apex Legends had a trailer drop made by Respawn Entertainment, the same people who made Titanfall 2. Now, Respawn made a fantastic game with Apex Legends. It's one of the big 3 in terms of the battle royales. It still has multiplayer constant gaming today. But Highguard didn't have that same success. It was rushed out without a lot of playtesting, without a lot of feedback, no beta, and people didn't seem to like it. The reviews were very mixed upon launch. Now, hand up, there are a lot of people that we're going to talk about later in this video that actively hated on the game without giving it much of a choice. I did give this game a choice and a chance, and I played it, and I thought it was very okay. I thought it was very okay. It wasn't for me, but I saw the appeal. Highguard, created by Wildlight Entertainment, was a brand new FPS IP that took a lot of inspiration from a lot of different games. It had base building, it had siege elements, it had horses, shout out Spirit, it had unique character designs with different abilities, different weapons, all of these things meshing together in this 3v3 arena multiplayer game. And it had, more importantly, a massive year-long roadmap outlining different characters, different modes, ranked play, new maps. But after a mere 45 days of being on the market, experiencing a peak of 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, it was taken away from us. Gone. Shutting down its servers for good, no longer able to be played. One of the biggest reasons for Highguard's shutdown was the pullback of their financial partners. You see, after seeing an initial 100,000 players on launch, the game lost its player base very rapidly. There's a lot of different reasons, and some of them we will talk about later, and because of that, they no longer had the funding to maintain this idea and this roadmap that they wanted to pursue for the rest of the year. And when you're unable to put resources and development into these live service games, which thrive off constant content updates and keeping the players focused, you're gonna lose an entire player base, and that's exactly what happened here. That last part is so very important. Live service games often need a lot of time to cultivate a core community. We've seen it happen over and over again throughout the ages of gaming. And if you are unable to cultivate a community that loves your game and builds on top of that with new players being brought in, you're not going to be able to stick around much longer when there are brand new games again getting released every single day. Now I know what you're thinking. Drew, I just saw those words on the screen. I know exactly what you're probably going to talk about. Is that not a little hypocritical coming from a YouTuber? Yes, I am aware. I've also been streaming on Twitch for 8 years, so I get that I am also a part of streamer culture. I'm not that big, don't get it twisted. I am such a small little guy. But I understand the hypocritical comments, and before those happen, let me get ahead of it. That's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about specific streamer culture and how it's different from the actual culture of gaming. And in order to get that point across, I present to you a clip from one of my genuine favorite streamers, Mr. Tim the Tatman.
Some of the most fun I'm having right now is on a game that's 15 years old on a private server. Or Rust. You know what I mean? Like, we're cooked. Brother, I was just kind of like, before I went live today, I was just scrolling through Twitch just to kind of see viewership in general. I saw our creators, like Overwatch. There was another one. What was it? There was something else. Fortnite. None of them were breaking 30,000 views, bro. 30,000 viewers. And I understand viewership is not everything. I totally get that. But just from a streamer's perspective, right? I'm curious what numbers are doing well. You know what I'm saying? In the space. And right now, it doesn't seem to be like anything.
Thank you, Tim. I'll take it from here. We've hit this point with streamer culture where the biggest content creators around are no longer playing the games they enjoy. They're playing what gets them the most views. And that typically isn't always the games that are the most fun for them. We've seen it time and time again where creators want to play different things, but are afraid of branching out due to the lack of viewership. And when you start messing with people's money, things become a little bit more serious. For example, you saw that clip I just played of Tim. Watch this other clip of Tim the Tatman talking about his experience with Highguard. Take it away, Mr. Tim.
I don't know. I do. Listen, when I play it again, I don't know, bro. It's like, take the chat out of it. Like, let's remove you guys. I probably would play this game again. But everyone's just like bitching, man. Like, it's so annoying. You know what I mean? Like, if I take the chat out, I'd probably check it out again, like play it again. I don't know. And I want to be very clear at the end of this, bro. None of this was an ad today. I just wanted to check this game out, bro. So, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, bro. Am I playing Arc Raiders? I don't know if I'm playing Arc Raiders. There's a part of me that's like, just go back to Marvel, Unk. You know, let's just go play some more Marvel tomorrow. I don't know. There's part of me that's sick of that. There's part of me that's like, let's run some Counter-Strike. Fuck it. You know, just play a legendary game. I don't know. But
thank you, Mr. Tim. I'll take it from here. We've reached this impasse with streaming culture. If you're not playing the big, brand new AAA big box game, then you're constantly being told that the game that you're playing right now on stream is super turbo dog shit trash. However, if you are playing the biggest, baddest, brand new AAA big box game, then you're told that it's boring. It's not fun, and that there's nothing else to play, and that gaming is dead. Do you see how this is kind of a lose-lose situation? People don't know what to do anymore. There are so many games being driven on Twitch simply for viewership when they don't offer as much content as other games on the market, which leaves these smaller titles that may have more to offer in the dust. We saw it with that clip from Highguard with Tim the Tatman, who openly said he wanted to play it more frequently, but his Twitch chat just became too toxic. Yet when he plays games like Call of Duty and Overwatch, he gets told that gaming's dead and there's nothing to play. What also doesn't help, however, is that these streamers also hold an insane amount of power in the live service game space, allowing for games to survive way longer than maybe they should have. Enter in an example I would like to say Call of Duty Warzone. Now, Warzone dropped during the pandemic in 2020, offering a brand new free experience for Call of Duty players to play a new Battle Royale mode they hadn't seen since Blackout and Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a game, by the way, that I really enjoy. During the pandemic, this was massive. Warzone was free, it was crossplay, everybody was enjoying it. However, over the last 6 years of Warzone being alive, it has felt immense pushback from players and creators. There have been an insane amount of game glitches, assets not working, bugs, game-breaking glitches again, and of course, constant cheaters. Yet, their battle passes and their premium currencies always seem to work perfectly fine. Foreshadowing! In addition to the streamer culture and streamers keeping these games alive, their viewers are going to constantly want to play the games that they're playing. They want to feel connection with the creators that they love to support. So if people like Tim the Tatman are playing games like Marvel Rivals or Call of Duty that, while are good games, do need to be talked about having significant issues, they're going to still see massive returns on investments in those games because their viewers are playing them, sinking money and time into the battle passes and the cosmetics. Foreshadowing again. And if those games stay alive longer, they dominate the space way more than other titles that might be more deserving. Reality check for streaming culture is this. If you want to genuinely make a change in these live service games not getting nuked off planet Earth the second that they get released, you're gonna have to take a dip in viewership and money. And for a lot of streamers at the top, that is something that they are just not willing to do because of the greed found in the Bible. Side note, this is not a time for anyone to put anything religious in the comments section. That is not what this is for. Thank you. The third and final point in the Triangle of Terror is a word that I would like to trademark called the Battlepassification. And I'm going to talk about one of the biggest games of all time, Fortnite. Now, for those of you who somehow, some way, slipped, fell into a coma for the last 10 years and don't know what Fortnite is, let me get you caught up. Please call your family. They are worried sick about you. That's step one. Number two is I really hope you have good health insurance because I don't know if you've seen the state of the world that we currently live in. It's probably pretty expensive to pay off all those medical bills. Which ties into number three. Yeah, he somehow won the presidency twice and ran for it 3 different times. Do not ask me how he won it at all. And 4, yes, Fortnite was originally released as a hero-based horde shooter. However, it made a pivot into one of the biggest video games ever in the history of time, and I'm gonna tell you how. Now, in the year 2017, there were 2 massive battle royales out on the market, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and H1Z1 Battle Royale. And Fortnite, seeing a small amount of success with its base building horde shooter, decided to enter in the Battle Royale space, but they did it with one distinct thing that changed them from the rest of the pack. Their game was free. No barrier for entry. You didn't even have to buy the original Save the World mode. You could just play Fortnite Battle Royale for free on PlayStation, on Xbox, and on PC. Something that PUBG and H1Z1 just didn't have. But you hear the word free, and I see you guys in the comments section, oh, but Mr. D3, how did Fortnite make all of its money? Well, I will tell you, it's because of Battlepassification. Trademark. I'm serious. At the introduction of the Battle Pass, Epic Games dropped a $10 long XP reward path of sorts, which you would use to complete XP challenges and quests to get premium cosmetics that you could only unlock during that specific season. Seasons lasting about a month into maybe even 4 months. In addition, these premium passes would also give you premium currency, enough of which to either buy the next season's battle pass or buy skins from the shops that you could then use on your character. Now, big disclaimer here, a lot of games since Fortnite's introduction of the battle pass have tried to replicate the battle pass formula. However, they missed one massive, thank you Tyler Richard Ninja Fortnite Blevins, piece of the pie, actually updating their game. Fortnite has been around for almost 10 years, and every single week they add brand new updates, whether it be game modes, new weapons, new items, new map changes, and they have been doing that flawlessly, which is why their battle pass system works so effectively. Yet these other live service game titles that come and go, seemingly launch half-baked with bugs and glitches and game-breaking exploits, yet their premium battle pass and their premium currency shops all work flawlessly. This kind of backwards way of thinking leaves these games less to be desired, and ultimately, in the minds of gamers, not worth playing, not worth sinking their time into, and then get shut down almost instantly. So how do we solve this? How do we get these live service games out of this triangle of doom and gloom and terror? I will tell you, it's very simple. Step one, play the damn game that you enjoy. There are far too many people that get online, they play a game they don't like, and instead of just uninstalling it and putting it off to the side, they will sit there and tell you until you are blue in the face like that girl from Willy Wonka that this game is terrible and you shouldn't play it, and if you play it, you're stupid and dumb. Stop. The negativity is silly and stupid. In addition, stay off of the social media bull jive, okay? There are too many Twitter drones and TikTok comments that will tell you gaming is dead when there are really good games to play out there. Just find a game that you simply enjoy. And of course, most importantly, find a game that's fun, enjoy it while you can. If it's got faults, be vocal about them, but just have fun gaming again. Plain and simple. Thank you guys so much for watching. It feels great to be back making content again. I cannot wait to keep pumping out these videos for you guys. And if you enjoyed today's upload, make sure you leave a like, drop a subscribe down below, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Also, do me a favor, put in the comments section some of your favorite live service games that you thought were going to survive the test of time and seemingly got pulled away from you. For example, me personally, Supervive was on my radar for a really long time. It was a MOBA-style battle royale that I sunk a good amount of time into, but the player base just never caught on as much as I wanted it to. In addition to that, Multiverses. I wish Multiverses had a consistent player base, but unfortunately, we can't always get what we want. Thank you again so much for watching today's video, and until next time, I'm D3. Peace.